Welcome, friends, to our Wednesday episode. If you remember, last weekend we had to perform a little surgery on our saw, and we decided to show you what we're going to do to hopefully repair it for good, right? The problem started with a very blunt blade and became a problem with the blade lifting mechanism. So, step one, or actually step two, will be to replace the blade that should have been replaced 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
Step one will be to replace this wheel that has failed. We bought it at the jungle store. We bought the replacement.
But it is the Bosch OEM replacement.
Right. Which makes it more expensive, but
It was $10
Yeah.
for transparency. And yes, we purchased it with our own funding.
But it says Bosch.
So tell them what failed. And
Well, let's see if it is visible.
it might be.
Yeah, it kind of is, This is not as well defined. This part has failed, it has gotten soft and it just, I think you can see the difference. And of course, even though this costs $10, it doesn't come with all the parts.
So you have to recycle some from your old one. But essentially, this is supposed to be keyed.
Right.
And
Because it almost looks round here.
Right, and it was slipping a lot.
I wasn't slipping a lot. It was going
Well,
round and round.
It was slipping a lot to begin with, and then it just continued to slip, and there was no coming back from it.
So let's take parts off.
So you do have to take off the little handle that helps you turn the wheel and put that on.
I know this is riveting, isn't it?
It's very riveting.
And there is a little
Washer?
washer there too. So
Okay.
we're going to keep it, and I think that's all we need from the old one, right?
Yeah. And also there were some other washers and spring and the screw that came off of the old one when we removed it from the saw itself.
Right.
So there's
So
the new one.
we're going to put the washer here. Is that the washer?
No, it doesn't look like a washer.
All right.
So that's an easy install.
That's the only part we have to change, and this is just the handle,
Yeah,
right?
the handle so you can turn the wheel.
So the other parts, and we did keep it because this is not our first rodeo. We know how manufacturers work. Now, all we have to do is remember how we put them together, right?
Yeah.
There is a small little dingy. It's
Screw.
funny, this is a huge screw for this. And what actually raises the blade is tiny in comparison, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So now we're going to go down there.
Is it there or there?
It is here.
It is here. Okay.
Here.
Okay. So, washer one. And then what?
And then I dropped it.
Washer two.
And I believe it's the spring.
Okay. Washers 3 and 4. Okay. And then our new wheel.
Ah, yeah.
The new
The
wheel.
old one wouldn't
The
help.
old
Huh?
one would not help us at all. Okay.
And we need the screw.
Sorry for the shaky camera work, people. There we go.
Mrs. DIY is doing things.
Yeah.
You need 15 heads for this.
15 hands, yeah.
I
So,
cannot see that part of the problem.
hold on. We're gonna apply some light there with our extra iPhone.
Is that the right orientation?
Yeah, that's righty-tighty.
Ah, my plats.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here we go. Righty-tighty. How tight do you want it? You do.
And it works, by George.
Wow.
Can you see up here? That's where the action is.
Yeah. Awesome. So now that's installed and that's as tight as it needs to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your saw might be slightly different, but in our case, we only need one wrench because there is a lock button, right?
And then which way?
Well, first, move it with your hand until it locks.
Okay.
And if it's not locking, you're not pressing it enough.
Oh,
Or maybe you need to,
I
yeah,
think I need
there.
to pull it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say it again. In our case, we have a lever
Yeah.
that we pull and it will lock. The saw is not plugged in, by the way. Are you sure it's not over to you?
I don't know. I was going to ask you which one.
Left side is this way, isn't it?
Ow.
Did you hurt yourself?
What do you think the ow meant?
I don't know.
Usually when someone says ow, there's some pain involved.
Oh, stop it. So there is always a nut there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And try to avoid dropping it.
Dropping it in, but once you remove the blade, you can get it anyway, but there's the nut.
And then there is a retaining
Washer.
And then the old blade comes off and you bed it fair
I
well.
don't think it's up far enough because I'm...
Oh, it needs, well, you have it, so I hold it, you raise it.
Okay, there we go. Old blade.
And we have gotten our use out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And now,
New blade.
technology, right?
Yeah, technologies. Technologia. I don't know if any of you have seen that online, but it's funny.
What's so funny?
Technologia. There's one that I sent you that where the guys have a lock on the gate, but all you have to do is like move the brick. The lock doesn't mean anything. And they call it technologia.
All right. And
Okay.
remember, the teeth need to face towards the front of the saw.
So here's the front of the saw. Here's the teeth.
The teeth is,
Yep, teeth is.
and this is the first Bauer blade we've ever purchased.
Now this is keyed. As you can see, two straight lines and then it's got the curve. So you have to match that up with your bolt here to make sure it goes on correctly. And again, don't cross thread. Just take it real easy. And then once you get going, it should go just this easy. It should not.
Yeah, it shouldn't be hard at all.
You should not have to force that at all.
And then you just lock the level again.
So that's going as tight as I can do it, finger tight. I'm going to pull this lever up again.
Right. Now some saws will have a second wrench for this, right?
Yeah. The other saw that we had, the Cobalt, has two.
Right.
So I'm going to, oh, there we go. And that needs to be finger tight a little bit more. There we go.
Now you don't want your blade coming off, so
No.
you should feel some good resistance as you tighten it, you know.
There we go. And then
Okay, excellent.
that drops back down. And then we can, woo!
And I almost fell.
Let's not do that. And our new handle is working fantastically. This is now the smooth operation that it should be. I will say, while we had the blade off, we should have cleaned all that out.
We should have, but
There's a
we
lot of
didn't.
crud. Yeah. So now we are in the down position again.
And we're ready to use it.
This way. No? Here we go.
Excellent.
And I can put the wrench back.
So most saws will come with what you need to achieve it, right?
Yeah, it's a specialized fitted bolt thing. Yeah. So don't lose these, because you need them. There we go.
All right. If your partner drops something they shouldn't have dropped, use your grabber and take it off the truss, right?
Right.
Elpida had a good idea of keeping the old, the new, not the old, keeping the new envelope thingy.
For the
I
old
will-
blade.
I will try to wash the blade and see if we can still use it, but at the shape it is now, it is worthless, right?
But at minimum, this protects it and us. from-
Protect us mostly because of
Yeah.
you know.
Protects the teeth so we don't mess up
Right.
ourselves. Yeah.
Excellent. While I was editing the weekend's video, I could clearly see that our blade was very bent, right? You could see that there was a big gap
Yeah.
between the blade and the piece we were cutting.
And it affected the cuts.
Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make another cut. I'm going to see if we can see that or not and see if it is a better cut, right? You can very clearly see as we're making this cut that the distance between the edge of the wood and the blade remains nice and uniform. And in a moment we're going to show you the old blade so you can see what a bent blade does look like when you try to cut. Wow. Could you see it, Elpida? It was so clear to me. And look at this.
Yeah.
A perfect cut, right?
Turn it to the.
Where you want me to turn it?
Yeah, there. Yeah, and you can see there's no waviness that we were seeing in the other cuts.
And here you could see it on the blade. Or in, I'm going to put the video up. You're going to. Once again, the blade is from last weekend at 45 degrees, and you can very clearly see that the distance between the blade and the piece of wood is substantially larger. You see a very nice clean cut with the teeth, but then as the piece of wood moves from the teeth inward, you can see a huge gap between the blade and the piece of wood. Now likely the cut was not really bad, it flows nicely together, but clearly the indication was here that the blade was damaged, the blade is cut. I'm going to show you a couple of times so you can, in case you didn't see it, a couple of times more, so you can clearly see the huge gap that the old blade was creating. It was cutting, it was making a clean cut, but the blade is very clearly cut. And you can see it here. Even in the part that you see in the middle, the blade is not worn. You see a different pattern of wear that indicates that the wood was not really touching that part, the middle part. And you can see the big gap very clearly here. I've slowed the clip to 50% here so you can easier see the problem that the cap blade does, or the bent blade makes. You can see the huge distance there between the blade and the wood. That is a big problem. This is my very first bent blade ever. As I was doing this, I could see that big gap and it didn't make sense, but it was much more clear when I was editing the video that this was a big problem. Actually, you're going to see in a moment that the cut was also start getting a little bit wavy, because I think the blade was both not only bent but also a little bit out of round. And you can see here clearly that the cut is not straight. There is a little bit of a wave, and you can also hear as the piece of wood exits the blade, you can hear another cut because now the distance has closed and it takes a little bit off of the edge. That did not generate a problem, but it was another indication for me. You're going to see the difference between the old blade and this blade, right? So
the blades make a difference.
the blades make a difference, and we knew the blade needed help, but we were just, I'm a little bit cheap. I tried to squeeze as much out of my dollar, right? And sometimes that's not a good thing.
Right. For these types of things, I think you really do need to have a sharp blade. There's
And
there's a lot of different tools and projects, and not just in the workshop, in the wood shop, but other places as well, where having a sharp blade really makes a huge difference.
Not only that, but it's a safer cut. It's less
Absolutely.
likely to bind. It's less.
Absolutely.
So we are happy with that. We have now a working saw. And really, had we not had the problems we did, we might have built a little more of the thing we were planning
Yeah.
last weekend, because
Yeah.
we only built 2 of the shelves.
Right.
And we planned a much bigger
Yeah.
presentation. But in any case,
So I'm kind of happy with that blade. We had never bought that kind of blade before.
yeah, we've never bought
Bauer.
Bauer blades, but we were so pleased with the Hercules blade that came with the chop saw. that we decided to give Bauer a try, primarily because it was so inexpensive, right, Elpida?
It was, and you also
compared to
got,
other
and
blades.
you had gotten a percentage off.
Right.
They frequently do coupons.
And I think I paid something about $11 for a 10-inch blade, and then the next cheapest was 40 or something like. Now, can we bust Bosch a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
The saw is overall very good. Two annoying things. We have yet to figure out dust collection. Anything we do doesn't seem to work. Unless we put the sled on. When we put the sled on, it's beautiful. No,
And that's only
nothing on our
because
face.
that's only because the sled is blocking
Right.
it from coming up.
So I might install the zero clearance.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I need to be able to remove this thing.
Yeah. But
So, you know.
otherwise, yeah, the dust just like it goes everywhere, and regardless of what we've tried, it just continues to go everywhere, and it blows back up in your face. So,
And now this thing was $10. I think this is highway robbery.
yeah,
It is a plastic piece. It has no metal anywhere, and I'm sure it is a pressed plastic. You know, it probably take 5 seconds to make. And they could very simply put a little bit of reinforcement here.
some sort of a metal.
Right, metal ring. Because that failure, I mean, the saw is not that old. What, we have 3 years?
Somewhere 3, 4, maybe.
And we have another saw that we've had for much more, and we have abused that thing like crazy, and
Yes.
we haven't had to change anything on it. So, also I'm worried about the blades, the gears. On last episode we saw you that they're actually plastic,
Yes.
and I'm afraid eventually they are going to go away.
Fail as well.
But Elpida found that we can purchase those as well. So that's a good development. Well, this is our little show for today. As we promised, we want to show you a little maintenance on your equipment can keep it going, right?
Functioning, yeah. Now, I will say, I think in terms of price, a $10 part isn't too bad. But what failed for this piece was definitely something that the manufacturer should have addressed up front.
And it shouldn't have failed in 3
Right,
years.
that's what I'm saying. It should not have failed because the handle in and of itself, the wheel is still perfectly fine. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with this, even as much as we use it. It's that little piece that should have had some sort of metal reinforcement to keep it in place and to keep it from stripping.
And frankly, one of the reasons I'm keeping it is to see if I can put a little piece of metal seam there, because this will as well wear. I mean, there's no difference. These are the same thing.
Right, right.
So the new one that we bought, in 3 years we might be in the same position.
Maybe. We'll see. Okay.
So in any case, we hope you enjoyed this little, what we say, less formal episode. Do spend some time maintaining your equipment. That's very important. And again, when it comes to drill bits and blades, the sharper, the safer they are. The less likely to bind, the less likely to slip, you know. So don't be like me.
And the better cuts you're going to get, obviously.
Absolutely. So from Professor DIY and Elpida, maintain your tools.